So if you think about how most of the things we consume are farmed today, there are just a handful of grains like wheat, rice, and like I think these are the two main sort of grains that are there. And there are a few other categories of foods that we eat. And like I think in the West, most of it is, like meat dominated. So in order to produce more meat, which is in the form of factory farms, they grow a lot of corn and soya. So soy has, like a lot of fiber and protein which goes into animal feed, and the animals are fed these crops, and later they're, like butchered, and the meat is sold as like the dominant nutritional or the dominant aspect of what people consume. So if you look at
Yeah,
what is
especially yeah,
mostly commercially, yeah, as protein. So if you look at what is commercially produced, it is corn, soy, and rice. So like these are more or less the majority of the grains that are produced. And in order to produce them, uh, if you look at the images of, like farms today, the industrialized farms, most of these are flat lands which have these large machines which go and, like till the soil and sow the seeds and grow these crops and harvest and all of these things. It's largely done by machines, and done by machines, especially on flat land. So a lot of agriculture previously used to rely on nature, the climate, the kind of, like interplay that used to happen between different seasons and how the grains were grown. And it was more hands-on where people used to, like they had a very intimate knowledge about what grows well where, what grows well with what. Like all of that system has been replaced with this monocultural farming technique where a single crop has to be grown, and in order to grow that, you basically flatten out a large area of the land. And the first thing that is done after flattening is tilling the soil. So tilling is a way in which they loosen the upper part of the soil. And the moment, like that aspect happens where the soil is rotated on the top layer of the soil is rotated, most of the bacteria and the microbes reside in that particular layer. Most of where, like the growth for the plants come from like those top few layers of the soil, which just go up to like a few inches deep, which is the most nutritious layer and the most important layer for any plant while it is growing. The moment people till the land, they basically rotate out all the bacteria and microbes that used to live in a very moist and sheltered, dark environment and expose it out into the sun, where the bacteria just cannot survive, where none of the microbes can survive.